Super Bowl LX odds. This is next year. This is going to be at Levi's Stadium. Okay. Plus 650 odds, Eagles. Also plus 650 odds, Chiefs. So they're tied for the favorite. This is according to BetUS. Number 3 is a tie between the Ravens and Bills at plus 700. Number 5, fifth favorite, 5th-best odds, Lions plus 1,000. And then the Niners come in at number 6, plus 1,400 according to BetUS. Then the Commanders at number 7 at plus 1,600. Wow. What do you think?
It makes sense. I think that's kind of in the ballpark. I don't know.
I'm surprised that they have better odds than the Commanders. The Commanders were just in the NFC Championship game.
And I would kind of think, I mean, it depends on what happens with Stafford. You would think the Rams might be up there.
Yeah. The Rams, hold on, let me get the Rams for you. The Rams are plus 2,500. Same odds as the Chargers.
Yeah, that's surprising to me because the Rams did a good job. They have a bunch of young rookies. They did a good job drafting. I imagine they will again. I guess it depends on what happens with quarterback. But as far as the Niners are concerned, I mean, 5th or 6th best odds. Is that what we're saying? I mean, that seems right about Vegas.
It seems generous to me. It seems like a little like giving them the benefit of the doubt because they used to be hella good. But I'm not sure that they're that team. I'm sure. I mean, yes, you got Robert Saleh back. That's great. You might get Dre Greenlaw back, and if he's himself, then that's great. But are they really going to make a serious addition to this team this offseason? Or is it just going to be like, oh, Trent will be back, Christian will be back, Dre will be back, we'll have a rookie, and we'll be good. Everyone's back.
They have a lot of draft picks. They got some early draft picks. They got to nail those draft picks to do good. They do have Saleh back. They have a ton of holes to fill on the defensive line.
How confident are you in the Niners' ability to nail that first-round pick?
Not confident.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
Well, here's what I have on the scale of 1 to 10, 5, right in the middle. But here's where I do have a little bit more confidence. I think is it's an earlier pick. It's an 11th pick, which makes it a little easier as opposed to late first round where some of these guys could be a little bit more hit and miss. What are their earliest picks? They got Bosa,
Solomon Thomas.
What
Trey Lance.
number? What number was?
Solomon Thomas was 3. Trey Lance was 3.
Okay, now you just
and then Mike McGlinchey was 9, and then Javon Kinlaw was 14.
I'm gonna go ahead and say never mind on the last shit I just said. Excuse my language. That was all.
And then here's the thing: even if they do draft a good player at 11, what are the odds that Kyle will play him his rookie year?
They freaking have to at 11.
They freaking have to, right? You freaking have to. You have to.
That's a day one starter at 11.
Has to. All right.
Unless your name's Trey Lance.
But the Niners are so good. I mean, rookies don't just start on a team that's like the Niners that just went 6-11.
If the 11th pick overall doesn't start on day one, it's an absolute failure.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
Yep. Hey, that the Niners could have had that Cooper DeJean fella. He looks pretty good. Nothing against Ricky Pearsall. It's just he's like 8 years older than Cooper DeJean.
I remember you saying they should have got Cooper DeJean. So I have to.
I'm not great at scouting, but I feel like everyone liked Cooper DeJean. When there was those 2 minutes when it was reported the Niners took him, everyone's like, "Great pick, love it." And then Pearsall was like, "Wait, why? He's a 3rd-round prospect. What are you talking? He's 24."
Pearsall's gonna have a big year with Debo.
I like Pearsall though. I think he's better than I thought he'd be. He was pretty explosive in those last 2 games, and I think Kyle just wasn't calling plays for him. That's why he wasn't producing. So I'm open-minded with Pearsall, but Cooper DeJean, damn, looks really good. Like an all-pro in the future.
It's crazy how good he played in this Super Bowl as a rookie on his birthday. Like, what a story for him. That was his birthday yesterday.
He just turned 22. That the Niners didn't take anyone young in the draft. Like, they had a really good draft, but their whole thing was like, if you didn't spend 5 years in college, don't even consider. It's like, okay, fine, but maybe the best athletes might want to be ready to enter the NFL at 21, 22. Don't just take them off your board because they're good.
I think that's a stupid way to approach the draft unless you're talking about a quarterback.
Well, it's the Trey Lance thing. It's like, we got burned on Trey Lance.
But like we don't need our wide receivers to have 5 years of experience. That's for quarterbacks, right? That's how you can kind of fill out like, okay, this guy has experience. He's seen a lot, and then he could probably start early. But a wide receiver, like any other position, it's about talent. Like that's all. Like it doesn't matter how long. It just hurts you, right? Because even if Ricky Pearsall's great, he's 25 already. So at the end of his rookie contract, he'll be, I don't know, 28 years old.
Yes.
It doesn't, that hurts you now, right? Because now you don't really have an opportunity to get the best out of the youth. So I think that's a mistake.
Well, coming back to the original topic, just to finish off before we move on, the odds, like I just wouldn't, even if you thought the Niners were going to win the Super Bowl this year, I just don't like the odds at plus 1,400 because it seems like it reflects the betting public's belief that the Niners are essentially really good and will turn it around just because that's what they've done in the past. And I don't know that that's necessarily the way I look at the team. Whereas I feel like you can get so much better action with like, I'm talking action, but like Minnesota's plus 4,000. I mean, they could have a new quarterback next year. They could have someone better than Darnold. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is going to get released probably by the Jets. Maybe he does what Brett Favre did and goes from the Jets to the Vikings. I don't know. The Rams are at plus 2,500. The Chargers are at plus 2,500. The Packers are at plus 2,000. Bengals are at plus 1,600.
I think, with the history of the Niners under Kyle Shanahan, you have these up and down. It's up one season and it's down the next. And so maybe they're betting on the trend of bouncing back this coming year. But if you really look at this roster, it's a lot more holes that need to be filled than I remember under Kyle Shanahan since like the beginning of his tenure with the 49ers. Like they have a ton of vacancies on this D line that needs to be fixed. I still don't believe in this offensive line as is right now. They need a good center. They have a wide receiver situation. Like if Debo goes, and we're going to talk about him, but you have Jawan Jennings and Ricky Pearsall to start the season. Brandon Ayuk's not going to be back anytime soon. Like they have so many voids. Is Christian McCaffrey going to be Christian McCaffrey again? Will Jordan Mason be the backup running back? Like all of these freaking questions that we don't have answers for. Is Brock going to be good again? Because he wasn't last year. Like
I like these questions. I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Which team is best equipped to take down the Eagles in 2025 and why?
I would say the Detroit Lions because they're also very strong in the trenches. So the thing that worries me about the Lions is Ben Johnson departing. And what is that offense going to look like?
You know the thing that worries me about the Lions? And this is after I praised the dude all year and I want to like him because he's from Goff.
Yeah.
Goff. He's not just not a runner. I mean, he's not mobile at all. And God, he's had some meltdowns. I'm going to say Washington.
It's a good one.
I'm going to say Washington because Washington actually did move the ball against that defense in the NFC Championship game. Yeah. And Jaden Daniels should get better. They should add another wide receiver. Like they have a ton of cap space and they're going to load up on probably expensive veterans while Jaden Daniels is cheap. I think they have like the RPO system, the mobile quarterback to give the Eagles a lot of problems.
I'm a big Jaden Daniels
Maybe
guy.
The Ravens could too.
He's my favorite Ravens too. Jaden Daniels is my favorite quarterback coming out of the draft this last year. So I really like him. I think with the Commanders, they just need to add. They have less holes to fill right now, to me, than the 49ers do. But they need a good offseason. They need to, bulk up that O-line just a little bit more, make a couple moves, and you're right, it's possible. But I think the Lions have the better roster right now. But I hear you on the quarterback thing.
One of the things I like about the Eagles winning and like becoming the team to beat, the team that you kind of emulate or got to figure an answer how to take them down is for years, it was like a truism in the NFL that, man, you're going to win a Super Bowl, you got to win from the pocket. All that running around is nice, might get you there. But to win a Super Bowl, you got to do it from the pocket. And dual threat quarterbacks really don't. I mean, like mobile quarterbacks have won, but a dual threat really isn't good. Nope, it won. And now it's like, if you don't have that dual threat, like you just don't have as many options in your offense as other teams. And like more and more teams have it. Buffalo has it. Washington has it. Philly has it. You don't want to get left behind. It's kind of interesting. It's almost like in basketball for so long, it was like, man, jump shooting teams you can't win a championship as a jump shooting team. Then the Warriors did it. And it's like, now everyone shoots 53s a game. This could sort of change the way everyone thinks in the NFL. Like, oh shit, we need this. This works. This is the best.
Well, you're settling for not having a part of the game, right? Like it's funny you brought up basketball because I was literally thinking about it's like having a point guard who can't shoot the three. That's what you're trying to do now with Jared Goff and
that's what it used to be. Like I don't need my point guard shooting threes. Now it's like, oh, dude, you can't play in the NBA, man. You got to shoot threes like and a lot.
Yeah. The game's evolving. I mean, it's been slowly, like sporadically. You'll have a guy come out, Colin Kaepernick, Russell Wilson, where it was started in that direction. Obviously, Michael Vick way before that. You've had these guys in the past, Warren Moon, Steve Young, but now it's more and more common where a lot of these teams, more like a higher percentage, have these kind of quarterbacks.
Can you imagine 25-year-old Colin Kaepernick on this Eagles team?
Yeah, he'd be pretty good. Pretty good.
Can you imagine 30-year-old Steve Young on this Eagles team?
Steve to me is the model. So I'm biased. I'm a big Steve Young fan. He's my favorite quarterback of all time. But
mine too.
But really though, Colin Kaepernick, he had a team damn near like this.
He did. And so did Young. I just feel like Young's career was cut short because one, he had to sit behind Joe Montana forever, and he was drafted by the freaking Bucks who had no plan. And even on the Niners, like, and the NFL didn't utilize quarterbacks' legs as well as they do today. And the rules are so much different where you can't really hurt quarterbacks as much. Young got pulverized. Montana got pulverized. If Young played today with RPOs and zone reads and all the protections that quarterbacks get, he would. Oh my God,
absolutely.
He'd be the bomb. He'd be the best.
I watched a clip of Montana just getting absolutely leveled. Just yesterday, it popped up on my feed or something. It would have been easily a 15-yard penalty. Dude would have probably been ejected, but back then that was normal.
Yeah.